Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Yoga Sadhana practices. We're going to start this morning in a standing position, and we'll be using a particular breath called the Yogic Breath, but also with a movement of the body. And this is a wonderful way to wake up the whole body and to begin to feel what it's like to draw full breath into the body. So you can go ahead and come back into your standing position. And just take a moment here to get centered in your body. You can rock under the balls of the feet and then back onto the heels. And even lift up off of the heels a little bit to get the legs involved. Good. And then take the feet a little bit wider and just sway side to side a little. Keep the spine aligned and make sure you can feel the spine as one solid unit drifting side to side. Good, and then we'll come to center. So feet are hips distance apart for the duration of this breath. You're going to exhale all of your breath out. We are going to use the arms the entire time, so you can follow the movements. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, palms facing up, expand your belly out, expand the ribs, expand the chest, arms go all the way up overhead. Exhale when you're ready to, all the breath out, fold forward. You can move faster than me if you need to. And then inhaling, draw the palms up and feel that you're drawing the breath through the legs, all the way up through the body. Finish the breath expanding through the chest. Exhale, spread the arms out and down and around. And then draw the hands up into the heart in prayer. And so this is one round of the yogic breath. So we exhale all the breath out. Inhale, gather yourself, expand your belly. Widen through the ribs, through the chest, shoulders. Exhaling, folding all the way forwards. And then inhale takes you up the body. So wherever the hands are is where your attention is resting. Good. And then you exhale and release. Hands come up into prayer position for a moment. And then you start your next round, all the breath out. And then inhaling, we're floating back up. So try to time your movement with the length of your own breath. And we're never forcing the breath, we're just relaxing into a deeper, more expansive breathing pattern. It's nice at the point where you touch your hands into prayer to just pause for a moment. And then as soon as the breath constitutes the need, the exhale takes off. The inhale comes drawing up. I like sometimes even to lift up onto my heels to exaggerate this upward current that we're creating in our body, and then exhale, it all comes down. In order to get a deep breath in, you really have to expand the belly. So push the belly out as you inhale. Open through the ribs. Exhale to come down. Okay, release the breath again. Last round here. And then inhale, gather yourself. Come on the tips of the toes. Lengthen up through the top of the head. Exhale, take a nice gradual forward fold all the way down to the ground, and then rolling up the spine. Good, lots of energy, carry it up the spine. And exhale, hands come down. Okay, let's come right onto the balls of our feet. So your heels are touching the ground, but they're very light. Your knees are slightly bent. Take your hands to your hips and just rock your pelvis forwards and backwards. And there's a point where it's very neutral. It's easy to just abide there. When you find that place, you can take your hands, draw them up the front of the body and right to the heart. And like you're plucking a heartstring on maybe like a guitar string, you're just going to pull the heart forwards and up and out. And hands up overhead. Good, exhale, just release the arms. Keep the whole body in this upward lifted shape. And we'll just look at the spiritual eye for maybe 3 breaths here. So You're looking through the point between your two eyebrows. Calm, steady breath. And we'll come back. All right, wonderful. Let's continue our practice this morning with a tree pose. You can start by stepping the foot against the ankle. And if you'd like, you can step onto your calf. That's your lower part of your leg. And if you'd like, you can even grab onto the foot if it's available for you and set it up into the thigh. So same as our practice, we're going to inhale and draw the hands up into the heart this time and pause here. It's important in tree pose that you roll your shoulders back and down behind you and let your heart really lead forwards. Good. Lift the chin, lower the chin. It might set you off balance a little, but just come back to a nice neutral position in the throat and neck. Let's use the affirmation, I am calm, I am poised. I am calm, I am poised. I am calm, I am poised. You could release the hands down when you're ready to, and just draw that knee up in towards the chest for a moment, give it a little bit of a hug, and you can take the foot and just circle around. So make sure everything's relaxed. As we ready for the second side, setting the foot down, turn your other foot towards the ankle. If you'd like, you can step onto the calf. And if you're going to, pull the foot up above the knee and set it onto the thigh. See if you can relax your body. Usually one side is a little bit easier than the other. It can be really helpful to extend the arms out and feel that you're gathering all of your energy. And as you do, stand up tall through the bottom leg, and then you set the hands like you're floating on a cloud in the heart center. I am calm, I am poised. I am calm, I am poised. And then take the shoulders, roll them down and back behind you, and let the heart press up forwards. If you find yourself looking at the ground, look straight in front of you and draw the heart up to that gaze. And then slowly we're exiting. You take the knee into the hands and hug it up into the chest. Don't worry if you're wobbling, just keep the breath flowing and ride the waves of your own practice. Good. Well, let's draw that knee and just make sure we get the foot and ankle here. That way they're both happy. All right. So our feet are hips distance apart. We're going to join the hands together in front of the heart, and we're going to take a double inhale and pretend like you're stretching a big rubber band apart. Tense your arms and then relax them completely as you exhale. Double exhale. So build the tension up, starting with a little bit all the way until you're fully tensed, and then all the way back. Good, let's enliven the body. Several more. Last time, exhaling, watch as the body becomes totally relaxed. Let the palms settle down and lift the heart through. Look through your spiritual eye as you close the eyes. All right, and we'll come back to, we're going to take a big step with the right foot, continuing in our standing series here. And we're going to draw the left forearm onto the thigh. And as you lean forwards, you may feel the freedom to send the opposite arm reaching above. If you'd like, you can also take that top arm, palm facing down, and reach a straight line right over the head. Once you arrive in the pose, sink the hips down. Good. The affirmation, I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Good, and then inhaling, we just press off and slowly revolve the hand down. Next breath, you're coming and standing all the way up, so you can slide step until you arrive. Good, let's take our hands onto our hips, little bend of your knees, and you're going to arch your back a little. Okay, and then keeping that arch, just do a little circling. This is great for the lower back. So your hips stay relatively in the same position, then reverse the direction. You're keeping the arch in the spine. Good. And then come to center. So let's do the other side. Left foot goes all the way back this time. And get a nice wide stance. Make sure that your knee is centered over your ankle, not too far. It's okay if it's shallow. That's perfectly fine. Forearm drops down, and you draw the other arm up along the body and eventually above the shape. And if you'd like and your body allows, palm facing down, you can reach up overhead and then sink the hips down a little bit lower. Go ahead, keep the center of your body nice and firm here, so the belly region's working to support you. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. We're planting seeds into the subconscious while it's receptive. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Right in the depths of the pose, see if you can relax a little bit more. You might practice the advanced posture by smiling or softening the heart. When you're ready to leave, inhale takes you standing up out of the pose. Straighten the front leg a little bit. When you're ready to go to the front, you slide step or take several steps all the way up. Good. When you arrive, let's inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, you can take a forward fold and release the head and the neck all the way down. Take hands under the elbows and maybe do a little rocking side to side. Just make sure your spine has a chance to relax, especially the lower region. Weight is on the balls of the feet, ideally. Good, and then when you're ready to, you can even use the hands to press off of the thighs. We're just going to lift ourselves out of that position. Good, as you rise, take the hands out a little. We're going to take a double inhalation and tense our whole body. So start with the feet. Work up through the calves, knees, thighs, the glutes, belly, ribs, and chest, right up the arms, into the face. Good, double exhale, let it all go. Relax and feel for a moment all your attention gazing through the spiritual eye. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. All right, let's join back together. We're going to do the dancer's pose, and then we'll start making our way down towards the ground. So the weight is going to start on your left foot. We're going to draw, so you can either leave the foot on the ground and point the toes and draw the hands into the heart. If you're coming further, you bend the knee and hold onto the ankle. And then you eventually extend your opposite arm to the sky. If you'd like, you can take a little bend in your supportive leg and start to kick into the back hand and lean forwards. This is where the posture leads. Fix your gaze on something that's at least straight in front of you. Even better is to look up high. Not by straining the forehead, but by gently sending the gaze upward. The affirmation while moving through life, I am anchored in myself. Not the little self, the ego, but the inner self. capital S. While moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. Very gently, you can relax down. We're going to slide the hands down the legs in a nice little counter pose, just to fold forwards for a few moments. If you'd like, you can rub the legs behind the knees, on top of the thighs. Just take some deep breaths. Let your body know that you're taking care of it right now. Your mind, let it know it has an opportunity to slow down and just relax. And when you're ready, you slowly start to rise back up. Maybe with a little more energy, let's do the same thing we just did, double inhalation. Tense up through the feet, calves, knees, thighs, glutes, belly, ribs, chest. Right up through the hands, forearms, upper arms, shoulders, throat, face. Double breath in. Gradual release, double exhale. Until you're in total stillness, and we'll just look at the spiritual eye. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let's do the other side of our dancer's pose. So you can point the toes onto the earth, hands into the heart, and stay here. If you feel like you'd like to go further, you hold onto the back ankle. And then you extend your opposite arm to the sky. If you'd like to go further than this, be careful. Those of us who might have sensitivity in the lower spine, you just take a little bend in your front knee and start to kick into the back hand as you leap forwards. So all your energy driving forwards with a counterbalance of kicking through the back leg. Set your gaze at something straight in front of you or even up above you. The affirmation: while moving through life, I am anchored in myself. Think of all the qualities of yourself: joy, freedom, peace, kindness. While moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. You come down whenever you need to. We're just slowly releasing the position, just like we did on the other side. Let's go ahead, we'll take a deep breath, hands on the thighs. Exhale, slide the hands down the legs, big forward fold, release the breath, and just stay down for a few moments. It can be nice to say yes with the shape of your head by shrugging the back of the neck and releasing. Good time to stretch muscles of the face, so you can wrinkle the nose, scrunch the forehead, and most important, open the mouth and stick out the tongue. The weight is on the balls of your feet. Make sure you get full release. Relax completely. Slight bend of the knees. We're going to press off of the thighs, round the back, and just slowly, slowly rise. Let's take a moment here to center. Inhaling, you get nice and light on the feet. Lift the heels, come all the way up. Exhale, hands into the heart, and we'll just pause for a few moments. Heels settle down. While moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's go ahead and we'll start to lower down here. So if you'd like, you can take your arms up above one last time. It could be even nice to take your fingers and interlace them and just start to sit down as you press your arms up. Good, and then inhale to release, and we're going to exhale and come all the way down. We're passing through downward facing dog. So you're walking your feet away from your hands and your hips are high towards the sky. So think like the shape of a mountain or a tent, and you're looking to your lap. The affirmation, calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. Calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. Be sure to get at least one deep and full exhalation all the way out. Inhale, expand belly, ribs, and chest. And as you expand, let's take a step forward with our left foot. So all the way to the front. Good. We're going to rise up from this position. So I recommend stepping your left hand up first, and then use the strength of the body to set the right. And we're in a warrior one position from the ground. So a little more challenging to rise that way, but good for the body. Arms come above the head. So the heels lifted in the warrior one pose. It can be on the ground if that's more comfortable. Good, let's aspire through the arms. Inhale, lift up through the rib cage, the heart, the shoulders. As you exhale, keep the lift, but drop the arms into the shoulder joint. The affirmation, I attune my will to the source of all power. Push through the soles of your feet. Use your willpower to sustain. And let's relax and smile as we prepare to leave. You can exhale, hands into the heart, and we'll just slowly walk down the body. And you can even begin to set the back knee down onto the earth. We're going to walk ourselves back up now with the support of the knee. Hands are going to come into the heart, and we're going to twist to the side and set our right elbow onto the knee. You can look off to your left side, and you're stacking your elbows on top of each other. So as much as you can, keep them nice and vertical. Now try to push your heart closer towards your hands so that you get a little concave between your shoulder blades and you get a big expression of the heart. Grow a little taller through the crown of the head. Now when you're ready to release, just drop the left hand down to the knee. Use the support of that arm to carefully remove yourself. Right hand slides onto the heart. Both hands under the heart. Let's just lean forwards for a moment. Good, and then exhale, you can set your hands down onto the ground. So just slide, step that foot out of the way. We're going to come down in a child's pose for a moment. So sitting over the ankles, drop the forehead to the ground. If your forehead doesn't naturally touch the ground, stack your hands one on top of the other in little fists and just balance there. Affirmation, I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. See if you can feel the direction of flow in your consciousness now going inward. Relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. final few breaths, let your awareness bubble up to the point between your two eyebrows. Draw a deep inhalation. Feel all the energy rise to this point. Exhale, perfect relaxation. We're going to slowly prepare to come out of the position. Coming onto all fours for a moment. Reach the right foot back. Push through the heel, rolling over the ball of the foot. Settle onto the other side, push through the heel. Stretching the back of the knee. Good. We're going to take both of our feet and curl the toes underneath. When you're ready, you can exhale and lift the hips and push all the breath out as you look behind you. And just pause for a few moments here in downward facing dog. Every part of your body is actively engaged. Calm energy circulating through the muscles as we relax into the activity. If you notice you're gripping a part of your body like your jaw, maybe your lower spine or your neck, just let those parts of the body start to dissolve with the pose. You can stay longer if you'd like. We're going to take a step forwards with the right foot as you are ready to. As far forward as you can. Don't be afraid to just kind of do what you have to do to manage to get there. Right hand's going to come to the knee, and with a burst of breath and energy, we're going to rise and push from the earth. Good. Back heel's going to stay lifted nice and tall. You're going to reach the arms gently up above. Take a peek over your front knee. Just make sure you can see your first two toes at least. When you arrive, lift the rib cage up away from the hips. Lift the shoulders by the ears. And keeping in that lift, just settle the arms back down into the shoulders. The affirmation, I attune my will to the source of all power. Imagine your fingers are conducting energy from the sky above you. That's circulating through the body. Soles of the feet pushing into the earth to lift energy from the earth through the body. When you're ready to drift down, hands come down into the heart slowly. Now you can take your hands under your thigh and drop your knee down. For some of us this is not available and we need to take another route, but if you can take your knee down, go ahead and do so. Hands are going to rise up into the heart. We're going to reach our left elbow towards the knee and lift one elbow on top of the other. When you arrive, stand up a little taller through your spine. Feel any wobbling or shaking, it's an invitation towards a deeper awareness of your breath. Try drawing shoulder blades together behind the heart and pressing the heart towards the hands in prayer. Mindful of the low spine. Never forcing ourselves, just gently exploring. When you're ready to release, I find it helpful, just slide the right hand down to the thigh and then use the support of that hand to take any tension away from the spine. And then we'll come back up to standing just for a moment. Good. Let's go ahead and draw the hands to the heart and just lean forwards for a moment, expanding in the hips. And then you can exhale and set your hands down to the ground. So you're just sliding that foot out of the way. The option to take knees wider this time for child's pose, but in any case, we're just going to come down to rest. And mentally repeating at the point between your two eyebrows, I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. Refresh yourself in those sparkling waters of inner peace. Before any thoughts might crowd into your consciousness, let your breath expand through the whole body, feeling especially those points of the body connected to the ground. And we'll consciously choose to bring wakefulness to distribute energy all through the body, into the arms, the legs, into those regions of the body in your hips that have been moved and challenged. And then we'll slowly draw that wakeful energy out of the position, and we're eventually just going to slide off of our knees and come on to a seated position. Good. So let's go ahead from our seated position. We're going to lengthen our spine first. So hold onto the backs of the legs and pull your heart forwards. Make sure your feet are extended out enough that your stomach isn't colliding too much with your thighs. So you want extra room here. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in this position. So exhale all the breath out. Inhale, expand the belly out, inhaling through the nose. Expand the ribs. Up into the shoulders. Exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale, deep breath in through the nose. Push the belly out first. Widen through the ribs. Reach to the crown of the head as you finish the breath, and slow exhale through the nose. One more time, keep the body in this upright position. Deep inhalation, filling belly, ribs, chest. And exhale to relax. We're going to slide our left foot underneath. Now it may be more comfortable to sit cross-legged for this next position. This is called the face of light pose. So you can also try stepping over. So let me just walk us through that. Left foot comes underneath first. Right foot steps back and then steps over. Now you can just lay the knee down, and it's okay to be in this position. If you can center your knees one over the other or work towards that position, that's where the pose goes. You take your right arm as high as it can go. Left arm reaches out with thumb pointing down. And we're going to bend at the elbows and just catch the t-shirt behind the body. So holding on, and if the hands connect, you can just wrap the fingers into a locking position. Especially if you have shoulder sensitivity, just make sure you're not forcing the pose. Now let's do this together. Look down. As you start to raise the head, draw the chin towards the throat. push your heart forwards, and when your eyes are at wakeful position, gazing straight forwards, just rest here. If you'd like, you can close the eyes and look upward through the point between your two eyebrows and just breathe. Try to lift the top elbow back a little bit more so that your heart is really open. The affirmation, free in my heart, I live without fear. Free in my heart, I live without fear. Just breathe into the heart. When you're ready, you slowly release the arms out of their position. And if it's helpful, you can take your hands slightly behind you and just squeeze the shoulder blades together and recline a little bit to open the heart. Keep the chin parallel to the ground. Just imagine each breath is bringing new life into the heart and clearing out old hurt or conflict. Let the natural sweetness come back to your heart. We're going to continue by coming out of this position and just slide the foot back onto the ground. If you need to unstep, you can. You can always meet us here. We're going to extend our left arm and reach up and around. And then your opposite arm, right hand in this case, goes behind you. Sit up nice and tall through your spine. If your belly's resting against your thigh, sometimes you can take your hand, this is your right hand in this case, and just draw the belly out and over towards the side wall. So once you get into the pose, try to relax, especially the bind in the front arm, and lengthen up through the spine. So sit up as tall as you can and feel the heart radiating. The affirmation, I radiate. What is the affirmation? I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Thank you. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Let's gently release out of the position. So slowly, when you come back to center, you can unstep this leg and just take a moment here to sit tall. So the further you extend that leg out, usually it makes it easier to sit up tall. Make sure your chin is withdrawn towards the throat, back of the neck is long, and you're gazing up and out. Alright, we're coming for the other side, so eyes can slowly open if they need to. We're just going to unstep our feet, and then this time we have our right foot going back. And again, you can be cross-legged if that's more comfortable. You can also step over and just rest the knee sort of askew if you'd like. And if the body allows, you can work towards the knees being on top of one another. So don't feel that you need to be in the last option here. It's good to be honest about where we are so we know where we're going from there. Let's reach left arm up and right arm out to the side. Then you just bend at the elbows. Catching the t-shirt behind you, maybe catching the hands together. So it's helpful to look down and then draw the chin up towards the throat. Keep the back of the neck nice and wide and reach through the crown of the head. Gently draw the top elbow a little further behind you, and this will keep your heart wide open. Now as you're sitting up tall, try to relax your legs as well. So any part of the body you don't need to keep you bright and open, just let it be at rest. All your attention's in your heart in this pose. And focusing on offering that energy of the heart up and out. Free in my heart, I live without fear. Free in my heart, I live without fear. Let's end together at the point between the two eyebrows. Lots of energy and attention. Final exhale lets the hands slide out of their holding position and down to the ground. So if you rest them behind you, you can draw your shoulder blades nice and close and just recline a little bit. Really bring the heart forwards as much as you can. Just breathe through whatever comes through the heart. There's no right or wrong. And then slowly coming out of this position, we're going to draw the front leg up and maybe to the ground if you are here, or this simpler version might be to sit with the foot next to the knee. So whatever you can do today, we're going to extend the right arm out and wrap it around the front leg, so give it a little hug. And as you do, take your other hand and try drawing it across your belly and draw your belly out to the side. So just draw the belly and then set the hand behind you. And with all that extra space, sit up nice and tall. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. And renew the integrity of your spine by sitting up tall for the last few breaths here. And center your gaze, looking out from the point between your two eyebrows. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Send little silent radiations of blessing to your friends, to those that challenge you. When you're ready to leave, the exhalation slowly comes back through center, and then we're just unstepping and sitting up a little bit taller in the spine. Remember, every yoga posture is awakening a current of energy in your spine. We're working to get all of those currents directed upward through the spine, finding final expression at the point between our two eyebrows. So Try to relax the physical body and embrace this inner experience. You can open the eyes when you're ready to. So we're going to make our way down onto our backs now at this point in the practice. You just hold onto the backs of your thighs and slowly take a little spill backwards. Knees can come up in towards the chest. Relax the head onto the ground and just do a little rocking side to side. So little rocking movements are a nice way to discharge any tension that might be remaining in the body. And then let's extend. We'll start with the right leg all the way out, left knee still in towards the chest. And just do a little rocking here. And then you can switch sides. If you have a sensitive back, place your left foot right down onto the ground before you draw the opposite knee in. Just that way there's no extra tension building in the spine. So we're on the opposite side. Right knees in towards the chest. So our next pose is going to be fish pose. You can extend both of your legs out nice and long. Now if you have a lot of discomfort in your neck, maybe pain on a regular basis, it would be wise to just relax on your back and enjoy a nice moment of respite rather than try to challenge yourself into the pose. So you're taking palms facing down, elbows are slightly bent, they're resting on the earth. When you're ready to, you're going to slide up onto the top back corner of the head. And we're going to lift the heart and stay there. So you use the elbows as a point of balance and center your energy up into the heart. If you need to come out of the pose, do so calmly by sliding the head out of the way, never lifting, just sliding. So if you can stay here for a few more moments, we'll rest in the position. The affirmation, my soul floats on waves of cosmic light. Feel how expansive that affirmation is. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. So using your own discernment, come down as you see fit. Remembering that the purpose of all yoga postures is to encourage greater flow of energy, deeper calmness. If your lower back feels any sensation, or even if you just want to join us, you can take the knees up into the chest, just do a little rocking side to side. Just for a moment, and then settle all the movement. Feet can come to the ground with knees bent, or you can lie on your back and just rest and look right to the point between your two eyebrows. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. Good. And we'll finish with a final inversion. So you can take your feet down to the ground, knees bent, and you might like just to do bridge position, which would be lifting your hips. And if you have a pillow or a block, you can set it underneath to make it sustainable for a longer period of time. If you'd like, you can even take the hands underneath, squeeze your shoulders to let your chest lift up. So this might be something nice for you to try. Remember, in bridge pose, knees are hugging together and you're pushing out of the soles of your feet. Why don't we all do bridge today, since there's been so much lovely direction of how to get here. The affirmation, my every thought is a bridge to divine grace. Just imagine living in that consciousness. My every thought is a bridge to divine grace. The spiritual path is a wonderful and gradual process of this reality. My every thought is a bridge to divine grace. Come down whenever you need to. When you do arrive down, let the knees wave side to side once the hips meet back onto the earth, and just let the lower spine start to rinse out if there's any energy that's moving. And this would be the point in your practice where if you have a particular pose that is going to serve the flow that we've created today, then go ahead and embrace that pose. And we're going to work our way over the course of however many moments it takes us to arrive into some final resting position. So just keep that in mind as you're embracing your final postures. Maybe you're aware of how alive the inner body becomes through the practice of yoga asana. Like someone has turned on all the lights. Maybe your awareness has increased so much that you're also aware of parts of the body in need of attention or the need to practice like this more often, and that's okay to witness as well. By now, we're closing the eyes and we are walking the pathway to our final resting position. This can be Shavasana, which would be lying on the back, palms facing up with the legs extended. A great posture to have a blanket over the body as your body temperature will cool in stillness. You can also rise up and sit for meditation for the end of your practice. To take us into our Shavasana, we'll have a brief chant to really open the heart and prepare us to receive as deeply as possible. receiving the chant, let your awareness rest in your heart. And let your gaze rest at the point between your two eyebrows. So you're embracing reality as it's coming to you, while being finely tuned in the heart and listening for its effect on your being. moving any part of the body. Let your awareness witness the body at perfect rest, floating in space. We're going to gently bring our attention to the point between our two eyebrows, as if you're gazing through an open skylight. Together, let's mentally chant the sound of Om at this point, encouraging greater freedom, greater openness within ourselves. We'll do this 5 times, being very intentional about your Om. The length of your Om might just be Om, 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 Om. And very gently from that place of inner stillness and energy, gradually start to awaken the body. You can wiggle fingers and toes. You can reach the arms above the head, lengthening through the spine. And gradually rolling off to one side with the knees drawing up towards the chest. Maybe one of your hands cradling your head as you lie on your side. And take your time, you can gradually come back to a seated position. So let's, in our seated position, meditate together for just a few moments. Try to be perfectly still in your mind, in your heart, in your whole sense of being. Sit up nice and tall, up through the spine. Relax your shoulders down and behind you. And lastly, lift your gaze to your spiritual eye, feeling the whole body in a state of deep relaxation. Your inner consciousness awakened, refreshed. Just a final moment, drinking in the silence of your practice and letting it saturate into the heart, into the mind. Let's gently join the hands together in prayer position in front of the heart. We'll close with healing prayers for others. You can pray in the language of your own heart if you'd like, even just set intentions, or you can pray along with me in the way that's offered today. We'll use the following prayer. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all Thy children. Manifest Thy healing presence in the bodies, minds, and souls of all those who we hold dear. And manifest Thy healing presence out into this world to be received in open hearts, in good conscience, we'll rub the palms together to generate some magnetism in the hands. Just rub up and down each of the arms briefly to get the instruments of the heart tuned for this prayer. And then back to the hands. Good. We'll extend the palms on either side of the head and offer ourselves as a channel for grace, oming 3 times together. Gently drawing back together in prayer position. Gentle bow of our head towards our hands in prayer. We bow to the awakening of our own divine nature, the blooming of soul qualities in our hearts and our mind. We bow to that divine nature in all beings by saying Namaste. Namaste. Just take your time, slowly returning, opening eyes as you feel called to. At the end of Yoga Asana is a wonderful opportunity for us to meditate as we've really prepared ourselves to be in that place. So if you have that opportunity this morning, just take maybe 5 or 10 minutes. If you have a day to get involved into, carry the consciousness with you into your activities as much as you can. All right, blessings everyone, and we'll see you next time.